kani-kanina lamang nasabi ko, pulso ng mga Maharlikans. So pag-usapan po natin na sa live natin ngayon ang mga kasagutan ng mga kapwa natin Maharlikans, ordinaryong tao, ordinaryong Filipino sa ating bansa tungkol po sa usapin ng ABS-CBN. Kasi marami pong nagsasabi na ang pagsarado daw po ng ABS-CBN ay nakaka-apekto daw po sa press freedom ng ating bansa. Meron naman po nagsasabi na okay, sige, bagay naman din yan sa ABS-CBN dahil sa marami po silang binayolate po na batas ng gobyerno na mga constitutional provision. Ang ating pagtatalakay ngayon, taong bayan po ang maghuhusga. I am not a lawyer, I am not a legal expert, I am just simple, ordinary Filipino na may dugong Maharlika na kung saan nais ko rin pong ibahagi yung aking nalalaman kahit konti. Base po sa mga research, base po sa mga previous na mga pahayag ng ating mga kababayan, those who are legal expert na sa usapin ng issue ng prangkisa ng ABS-CBN. So para hindi po tayo magiging bias, ang sabi ko doon, basahin po ninyo yung instruction, okay, basahin po ninyo yung instruction, and then i-disregard po natin sa counting natin bukas o mamaya yung mga tawag nito like reaction. So valid lamang po yung heart reaction, angry, at saka yung haha reactions. Ang akin dito is respeto at unawa lamang po. Wala tayong mag-away-away, panig ka man sa ABS-CBN, panig ka man sa gobyerno. Ang importante ay nakikibahagi po tayo sa usapin na may kinalaman po sa ating tinatawag na demokrasya. At may kinalaman po sa kung titingnan natin na violate ba ang freedom of expressions, ang rights ng mga mamamahayag, o talagang karapat-dapat na pong isara ang ABS-CBN dahil sa ganito, ganyan, dahil po sa mga narinig po natin at nababasa po natin sa social media, aminin po natin at sa hindi, marami pong porsyento ng mga Filipino ang wala pong alam sa mga usapin tungkol dito sa kasalukuyang panahon dahil sa abala po upang paano po mabuhay sa gitna ng kahirapan na kinakaharap ng ating bayan dahil po sa tinatawag po natin na pandemic ng coronavirus. So ngayon, ang sabi ko diyon, tanong ko, payag po ba kayo na muling mag-operate ang ABS-CBN sa kabila ng kontrobersya na kinakaharap nito sa may kaugnayan sa kanilang franchise at sa mga iba pang issue? So kapag yes ang inyong sagot, mag-react lamang po kayo ng heart o magbigay ng paliwanag ayon po sa inyong kaalaman na or nalalaman sa issue. So if no naman, ang gagawin po, mag-react lamang po kayo ng angry at magbigay ng paliwanag ayon po sa antas ng inyong kaalaman related po sa naturang issue. At kung ikaw naman po ay walang alam, pwede ka naman pong tumawa or mag-react lang ng haha. So yun po. And I need your cooperation at this point of time. So, ako, it's up to you if you're going to judge me if I am a biased commentator or not. But as an ordinary citizen of this country, siguro karapatan din po natin na magbigay din po tayo ng mga pahayag. Kaya lang, ngayong hapon ay isa-isahin po natin ang punto ng bawat panig. At alamin po natin kung saan po ba talaga nag-ugat ang issue po na ito. Bakit ang issue po ay tungkol sa prangkisa ng ABS-CBN at bakit may nakalagay pa po na mga ibang issues or other related issues. So matatandaan po natin, magbabase po tayo sa report ng CNN. Marami po mga reports. Okay? So, meron po tayong nakalap na mga informations, balita mula sa CNN at iba pang mga media conglomerates with regards to the issues of TV network, ABS-CBN, na kung saan kinakaharap yung ganitong klaseng issue. Saan po ito nagugat? So bago po natin yan tatalakayin, nais ko nating alamin, nais ko lamang pong sabihin na ang ABS-CBN, ito ay pagmamay-ari ng Lopez. Okay? Ito ay Lopez-owned network na kung saan ang franchise niya ay to be reviewed. Ang problema lamang dito, kinakaugulan talaga na ang pag-renewed ng prangkisa ng isang TV network ay nakasalalay sa kamay ng ating Kongreso. Okay? Kasi magiging batas po ang pagpapataw ng prangkisa sa anumang media conglomerates. So, ang renewal ng franchise ng TV network, particularly ABS-CBN, ay nakasalalay sa kamay po ng Kongreso. Kaya lang, ang nangyayari po dito is that there is a recent problem kung ano po ang nangyayari. So, the recent authority to broadcast has been put into peril. No, kasi nga, mapag-aalaman po natin na ang pag-operate ng ABS-CBN ay mag-i-expire sa May 4, 2020. Bakit po mayroong tinatawag na timeline? Kaya lang, nung pagbukas, magbubukas na sana kasi nagkaroon po sila ng mga hearing about sa paggagawad po ng anong tawag nito, about sa issue. Ang nangyari po dyan is ganito yan. Nagkaroon po ng katanungan ang lawyer ng gobyerno. Sino ang lawyer ng gobyerno? Si Caleda. Okay, itong si Caleda, siya yung tinatawag po natin na Office of the Solicitor General. Siya po ang ating government lawyer. So, as the Supreme Court to void it, ibig sabihin, hinaharangan ng lawyer ng gobyerno ang pagpapalabas ng renewal ng lisensya o prangkisa ng ABS-CBN. Kaya nga nag-file po siya before ng tinatawag na warrant petition. So, ano po ang nakalagay doon sa sinasabi ng ating Supreme, ang tawag nito, anong hinihingi ng ating Office of the Solicitor General through Jose Caleda? Okay? He asked the Supreme Court the following provisions. Ang ginawa niya dito is, itong Solicitor General na si Caleda, nag-file po ito siya ng petition before the Supreme Court to revoke the existing ABS-CBN. What do you mean by that? Ina-acknowledge ng Solicitor General na mayroong lisensya or franchise ng ABS-CBN, pero pinaparevoke niya. Bakit pinaparevoke niya? Ang pagpasok ng lisensya o ng prangkisa ng ABS-CBN ay May 4, 2020. Pero bago pa man napasok ang prangkisa ng ABS-CBN, nag-file na po ng petition before the Supreme Court ang government lawyer through person of Jose Caleda, our Solicitor General, okay, doon po sa Supreme Court, asking to revoke the existing franchise of ABS-CBN kasi sinasabi niya doon sa kanyang reklamo na the TV network violate rules set by Congress. Okay? So ang ating abogado ng gobyerno natin, pumunta talaga ito siya sa Supreme Court, very urgent motion. Very urgent motion requesting to cancel ABS-CBN legislative franchise week before it lapses. Nga naka-schedule May 4, 2020. Ang sabi po dito ni Caleda na itong Lopez-owned network ay nagkaroon po ng pag-violate sa provision ng batas na siniset po ng Congress when it approves ABS-CBN franchise year 1995. Yung presidente po during that time is si Fidel Valdez Ramos. Okay. Titingnan po natin mamaya ang timeline. Okay, kasi nga, itong 1995 na paggawad po ng prangkisa ng ABS-CBN, okay, ng Congress, ito yung President Ramos, Fidel Valdez Ramos, signed Republic Act 7966, granting a 25-year franchise to ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. The renewal comes 5 years ahead the expiry of its franchise. So this took effect May 4, 1995, taking into account the 15-day window after its publication in a newspaper during the time yung Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara has explained. Okay? So yun, in-explain po ni Menardo Guevara, itong si Menardo Guevara is our present Justice Secretary. na kung saan March 30, 1995, President Fidel Valdez Ramos signed Republic Act 7966 granting 25 years franchise to ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. Okay? The renewal comes 5 years ahead of the expiry of its franchise. So this took effect May 4, 1995. That is why maglalapse ang franchise ng ABS-CBN May 4, 2020. Okay? May 4, 2020 para mabuo ang tinatawag na 25-year franchise granted to ABS-CBN. Kaya lang, ang ating Office of the Solicitor General ay nag-file po ng petition, urgent, very urgent. So sabi po dito ni Caleda, matatandaan po natin na the Cuco Warranto petition was lodged against ABS-CBN Corporation and its subsidiary ABS Convergence Incorporated. Ang sabi pa dito ni Caleda, gusto niya na ipahinto na, igilan na ang pang-aabuso, no? Yung pang-aabuso ng ABS-CBN sa kanilang ginagawa, which hindi po na-notice yan daw ng public for many years. No? He said, sinabi pa niya, ang network allowed foreign investor to take part in the ownership of the Philippine mass media, wherein, klarong-klaro po yan sa batas na hindi po dapat payagan ang mga foreign investors na magkaroon po ng pagmamay-ari, especially in Philippine mass media entity. Kasi yun po ay talagang binabawalan po talaga yan ng ating saligang batas. Okay? Ang ABS-CBN, nag-atutawag daw, sabi ni Caleda, went beyond its mandate. No? Kung baka sumubra sila sa kanilang mandato noong panahon na kung saan nag-operate po sila o nag-launch sila ng TV Plus subscription service na yung tinatawag po natin na KBO. Ito yung channel without approval from the National Telecommunication Commission, wherein ang National Telecommunication Commission in present time, sila po ang ahensya ng gobyerno na nag-order ng cease and desist order sa ABS-CBN to stop their operation. Okay. Ang legislative franchise of ABS-CBN Corporation and its subsidiary, ABS-CBN Convergence Incorporated, must be revoked. Kasi ito yung franchise ang franchise is a special privilege granted by the state. So pag hindi ka ginang-granted through Congress, no? So dapat should be restricted only to entities which faithfully adhere to our constitutions and law. Yan ang premise ng ating Solicitor General. Sabi po, ang franchise, ang franchise, this is not my word, ha? This is the word of our lawyer, na ang franchise ay special privilege granted by the state and should be restricted only to entity which faithfully adhere to our constitution. So meaning, he filed the Cuco Warranto petition, he filed an urgent motions to the Supreme Court, okay, because the lawyer of the government observed that the ABS-CBN not able to perform their mandates in accordance to the provision of the Philippine Constitution through 1987 Constitution. That is the reason why na nag-file ng Cuco Warranto petition, nag-file ng urgent motion at nasundan ng pag-release ng cease and desist order ng ahensya ng gobyerno through Telecommunication Commission. Hindi po Malacanang ang nagpasarado sa ABS-CBN. That is the reason why I appeal to the public that you should understand if the President itself has its own grievance. Normal lang yan eh. Hindi na air ang kanyang patalastas. Di ba siningi lang sila, hindi po nila iner yung patalastas ng ating Pangulo. Way back 2016, he is a citizen of the Republic. So yun ang kanyang, what we call this, he has the right. Kasi nagbayad din siya ng 2.6 million sa kanyang patalastas during 2016 election na which was not aired during that time. So hindi ibig sabihin na kapag nagkaroon po ng diskurso, discontentment ang President, makakanyang nga ang dahilan kung bakit napasara or napaso ang prangkisa ng ABS-CBN. So, tingnan natin si Khaled Kalida explained that there's no politics. There's no politics involved in filing the petition. Kasi una-una, ang site doon ay nagbubiyan ang ABS-CBN and its conglomerate Convergence nung time na nag-launch sila ng TV Plus channel o yung KBO without the approval of the National Telecommunication Commission. Other points na na-cite po dyan ni Kaleda is ganito. There are investigation and they found out that ABS-CBN, part of the ownership, belong to the foreign, wherein in reality that's against the provision of what we call this, the state, through constitution, na dapat, hindi po dapat magkaroon ng tinatawag na foreign ownership because that violates to the Philippine mass media entity ownership. So yun yung itong si President Rodrigo Duterte has personally vowed to put the channel and its subsidiary out of business, even telling its executive to just sell the company. Because alam ng Pangulo kung ano ang kanyang sinasabi. Because there is an investigation. Do you think the higher leaders of the land, ipipersonal wherein it affects the democracy of the nation? Hindi. Kaya lang, ang iba kasi ng mga oppositions, parang sinasabi nila na binabraso ng Malacanang ang pagpapasara ng ABS-CBN. So ngayon, tingnan natin. Para at least klarong-klaro. Okay, it has been said, sinasabi before ni President Duterte had personal eye against ABS-CBN for not airing its political ads during the May 12 or May 2016 elections where he eventually won. Aside from several bills seeking to renew ABS-CBN for another 25 years remain pending before the House Committee on Legislative Franchise. So these have not been taken up. The 18th Congress started in July last year. Yun yung mga sinasabi na report. Pero the existing franchise expire March 30 na karoon lang ng extension. Kaya nga tingnan mo, noong May 4, so nagkaroon po ng tinatawag na revocation of their franchise. Now, sabi naman ng mga lawmakers, nagkaroon daw ng problema ang Office of the Solicitor General kasi nagkaroon daw nagkaroon daw ng issue with regards to press freedom. So bago po yan dapat natin intindihin po natin. Basahin natin yung mga legit na mga information, yung mga walang bias. Kasi pag nakikita ko yung mga write-ups sa social media, ang nangyari po dyan is parang maniwala ka. But our responsibility is before we click and before we give our reaction, let us study first what is really the real score between the legal battle of ABS-CBN versus the Office of the Solicitor General. Now, itong mga international group ng mga human rights na ito, watch the Duterte, tawag nito, decry Duterte's move, blocking the franchise. Pero kung ako lang ang mag-isip, hindi naman po ginablock ng Pangulo ang pag-renew ng franchise. Okay? That is why through the spokesperson of Malacanang, sinasabi na kahit sila po ay nabigla. So, taking it as a curtailment of free freedom. Pero kung ako, hindi naman. Hindi naman kino-curtail. Ang pagpapasara ng ABS-CBN ay hindi po pag-curtail sa free freedom. May nagsasabi nga na ating mga kababayan na pwede naman mag-operate ang ABS-CBN pero pwedeng gobyerno ang magpapatakbo or pwedeng ibenta po nila at magkaroon ng bagong management. At marami na daw po talaga na mga abuses, practices na hindi po kaaya-aya, and that is through the investigation of the Office of the Solicitor General. Okay? Kaya yung iba kasi tinatag that this is a curtailment of freedom of expression. Hindi po. Kasi ganito yan. Matatandaan po natin that during the Congress hearing, okay, humingi po si Mr. Katigbak ng patawad. Even though si Ma'am Charles Santos, Consyo, ay naghingi din ng patawad. That is why I really admire that woman for her humility, asking forgiveness through his social media account or any balita man noon na nagkaroon din po sila ng pagkakamali. Once there is an admittance, meaning there is a violation happen. So, ganun lang kasimple yan. Sana, huwag tayong magkaroon ng conclusion na this is curtailment of the free freedom. Now, para malaman po natin, itong ABS-CBN kasi, apart from ABS-CBN flagships, there are a lot of channel and there are a lot of media conglomerates. Umu-operate ito under other branches na nandyan yung ABS-CBN Sports, andyan yung Actions, no? ABS-CBN and Actions, nandoon po yung DZMM, Teleradio, nandoon din yung cable channels, nandoon yung ANC, ABS-CBN news channels, nandaan yung Cinema One, Jeepney TV, the Knowledge channels. We have also the Mix and the what they call this Global Channel TFC. The network started offering digital TV boxes which carries KBO. Wherein yung KBO napuna yan ng ating Solicitor General. Because ABS-CBN, based on the public knowledge, launched TV Plus without the approval of the National Telecommunication Commission. I am not a legal expert, but it's up to the National Telecommunication Commission explain whether it is really need that the ABS-CBN launch TV Plus, seek approval, or they can launch a certain program through TV Plus, okay, to TV Plus without the approval of National Telecommunication Commission. So it's up to them to reconcile that statement. Now, this was one of the issue. Ito yung pinaka-issue aside sa prangkisa nga binayolate, okay, ng ABS-CBN based on the statement of Jose Caleda, our Solicitor General, government lawyer. Okay? This was one of the real issues raised by Caleda in asking his court, okay, or the High Court, Supreme Court, okay, to revoke the ABS-CBN franchise. At kung atong nangyayari, the revocation, the closure of ABS-CBN at this point of time, this is the first time for the oldest TV station based on CNN report, okay, in the country to go through, no, to go through the problem which franchise renewal with numerous bills set aside. Kasi bakit? Hindi po na-renew kaagad-agad dahil sa mayroong pandemic, pumutok yung Bulkang Taal, nagkaroon po ng COVID-19 pandemic, no? Kaya nga hindi po natatakel yung pag-renew ng franchise ng ABS-CBN sa Kamara. So here is the timeline of event. Para sa mga lahat po natin na mga taga-subaybay, I know you have internet, kaya lang sometimes you don't have any time to really dig it up, the information. Kaya nga minsan makapagsabi lang tayo dito, okay sige, sabihin nilang nakikisaw-saw tayo sa issue, kailangan natin makisawsaw. Unang-una, kung mayroon kang alam, makisaw-saw ka. Kung wala kang alam, makitawa ka na lang. Tama? Wala pong nakukulong upang magkaroon ng puro-puro, lalo na kung naka-state po dito ang national interest. This is a national interest. Kasi pag hindi ito na ipaliwanag ng gobyerno, the other side tag it as a curtailment of free freedom. But when the government explained it through the lawyers under Office of the Solicitor General, of course, there is no such hesitation that, okay, the government are doing its best. Ganon, para walang biases. Now, based on the research, June 14, 1950, nagkaroon po yan ng Republic Act number 511. Yung Republic Act 511 na yan ay napasa po yan para ibigay ang temporaryong permit. Para kanino? Para sa Bolinao Broad Electronics Corporation. Yung Bolinao Electronic Corporation to operate television network or station in the Philippines. Para at least maliwanag na saan po sumulpot itong ABS-CBN na ito. Bakit ABS-CBN na ba ito before? Diba? Kasi another one na issue kasi is that there is an investigation, there is an information that ABS-CBN allow foreign conglomerates to take shares wherein that is a violation to the Philippine mass media entity under Constitution. Because that Philippine media entity must be owned 100% Filipino. So, yun po yung mga, ano tawag nito, yun po yung mga dapat po nating intindihin. Now, way back June 14, 1950, there is what we call a Republic Act 511. Itong Republic Act 511 na ito ay ang pagbibigay ng temporary permit for Bolinao Electronics Corporation to operate a television station in the Philippines. Now, the firm is renamed. Yung Bolinao Electronics Corporation na yan, binigyan ng temporary permit para mag-operate ng Philippine station, no? ng TV station in the Philippines. Nagkaroon po yan ng bagong pangalan. Instead of Bolinao Electronics Corporation, nagiging Alto Broadcasting System in the year 1953. 3 years after na nabigyan ko ng permit, temporary permit, para makapag-operate sila ng Philippine television station sa ating bansa. Okay? Naintindihan ninyo? Pattern, saan po nanggaling yung after? Saan po nanggaling yung Alto Broadcasting Corporation na yan? Or Alto Broadcasting System, 1953. From Bolinao Electronics Corporation, 1950, nagiging Alto Broadcasting System, 1953. Yan ay nakapattern po yan sa first name of its new owner na si Ali and Tony Quirino, the brother of former President Elpidio Quirino. Kaya nga nagiging Alto Broadcasting System. Nakapattern po yan sa pangalan ng ni Alili and Tony Quirino. Yan yung brother of former President Elpidio Quirino. Now, as time goes by, February 24, 1957, lawyers and businessmen Eugenio Lopez, kasi si Eugenio Lopez Sr., si Henny Lopez, yung tinatawag na si Ka Henny Lopez, ayan, Eugenio Lopez, he is a lawyer and businessman by profession. Binili niya ito ang kumpanya from the Quirino. Diba? 1950, nagkaroon ng Republic Act 51 or 511 nga para ibigyan ng temporary permit ang Bolinao Electronics Corporation para mag-operate ng Philippine television station sa ating bansa. 3 years after, nabago ang Bolinao Electronics Corporation, nagiging Alto Broadcasting System in the year 1953. Okay? Saan po nanggaling yung Alto Broadcasting System po na yan? Nakapattern po yan after the name of Alili and Tony Quirino, the brother of former President Elpidio Quirino. Okay? Year 1953, itong lawyer and businessman, si Eugenio Lopez Sr., ay binili niya ang company sa mga Quirino. And this leads the merger. Nagkaroon po ng merger of ABS and Chronicle Broadcasting Network or CBN. Kaya nga, ang Bolinao Electronics Corporation nagiging Alto Broadcasting System, nagiging ABS-CBN because there is what we call a merger happened between ABS and CBN. What do you mean by CBN? The Chronicle Broadcasting Network. Kaya nga naging ABS-CBN. That is year February 24, 1957. Okay? February 24, 1957. June 21, 1969, nagkaroon ng Republic Act 5730. Ito yung batas, itong Republic Act ay nagiging law ito which converts Bolinao Electronic Corporation's franchise into ABS-CBN. Nagkaroon ng conversion ang prangkisa ng Bolinao kasi binigyan sila ng temporary permit, di ba? Binigyan sila ng temporary permit year 1950. Okay? Yung Bolinao Electronics Corporation na nagiging Alto Broadcasting System na kung saan binay out ni Lopez, a lawyer, Eugenio Lopez Sr., lawyer and a businessman sa mga Quirino, kaya nagkaroon ng merger 1957, ang ABS at ang Chronicle Broadcasting Network naging ABS-CBN. Kaya nga noong June 21, 1969, nagkaroon po ng Republic Act 5730 na di kanaunan nagiging batas para i-convert ang prangkisa ng Bolinao Electronic Corporation to ABS-CBN franchise. That is why September 1, okay, that is why September 21, 1972, ABS-CBN along with other network and affiliate station are told to go off the air. Nagiging go off air sila while media assets are seized as then President Marcos put the entire nation under martial law. Ang sinasabi nila na the media content daw is controlled by the state. There is a haka-haka that ABS-CBN is a network run by the leftists against the leadership of President Marcos. Nagiging bias ang kanilang mga pagbabalita. That is why when President Marcos declared martial law September 21, 1972, ordered the closure of ABS-CBN when he put the entire nation under martial law. Tapos, ang sinasabi naman ng kiniklaim naman ng ABS-CBN, curtailment of first freedom, kaya nga pinasara. Where in fact, ginagamit nila ang media to demoralize the government. That is the reason behind, as far as my knowledge is concerned, without any bias, because from the very beginning, I am very vocal that I am really a supporter of the President Ferdinand Marcos. Ngayon, ang nangyari po dyan, itong ABS-CBN na ito, after the closure noong 1972 under the President Marcos administration, nag-resume ang kanilang programa September 16, 1986. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng EDSA People Power 1. Okay, yung ABS-CBN resume daily broadcast nearly 7 months after a people power revolt, no, toppled the Marcos regime. No, bumalik sila because during that time, ang presidente ay si Aquino, Corazon Aquino. Okay? Now, in March 1995, ito na yung sinasabi po natin na nagkaroon ng 25-year, okay, awarding of franchise to ABS-CBN. Sa panahon po ito ni what we call this, Fidel Valdez Ramos, sa bisa ng Republic Act 7966. Nabigyan ng prangkisa ang ABS-CBN sa loob ng 25 taon. ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. Itong renewal comes 5 years of the expiry of its franchise. 5 years, the renewal comes after ahead. Hindi pa na-expire ang kanilang prangkisa, ginawaran na sila ng franchise ng Ramos administration ng 25-year. That was year 1995, March 30. After 5 years ahead, hindi pa na-expire ang kanilang prangkisa, ginawaran na sila ng franchise. Na-renew na sila. So that is why this took effect May 5 or May 4, 1995. Taking the account 15-day window after its publication in the newspaper. Yan ang claim ng ating tinatawag na Chief Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara. Now, September 11, 2014, there is a what we call this congressman representative nag-request, or there is a representative coming from Isabela. Ang pangalan ng representative na ito ay si Georgie D. Agabao. Okay? Nag-file ito siya ng House Bill 4997 under the 16th Congress. Tayo ngayon, 18th Congress. 18th Congress ba? O sige, 18th Congress. In the first attempt to renew ABS-CBN franchise ahead of March 2020 expiration. This does not get past the committee level. Hindi umabot. Ang tanong, bakit minamadali ng isang congressman during the time, September 11, 2014, isang congressman from Isabela, a representative from Isabela na si Georgie D. Agabao, nag-file ito ng House Bill 4997 under 16th Congress in the first attempt to renew ABS-CBN franchise ahead of March 2020 expiration. March 2020 expiration. Now, this does not get past the committee level. Hindi po pumasa. Hindi po nga siguro nakaabot. That is the reason why, May 6, 2016, itong si former Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, na kilala bilang kaalyado ng Pangulo. Hindi ko alam kung kaalyado ng Pangulo ito si Peter Alan Cayetano or nagbabalat kayo lamang. Tingnan natin, mamaya magugulat kayo sa aksyon ng ating Speaker of the House kung bakit minamadali niya na dapat bigyan po ng extension ang ABS-CBN na mag-operate despite the order of NTC na cease and desist order. Ano ang relasyon ni Peter Alan Cayetano sa ABS-CBN? Okay. Itong si May 6, 2016, former Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, President Rodrigo Roas Duterte running mate for the presidential election, gets a Taguig court to issue a temporary restraining order stopping ABS-CBN from airing TV commercial against Duterte. Kasi nga, di ba, itong mga oposisyon ay nagkaroon po ng tinatawag na what we call this of the former mayor of Davao, a presidential bearer, standard bearer of PDP Laban, na ginamit ang kabataan para sirain ang reputasyon, ang identidad ng Pangulo. So nagkaroon po siya ngayon ng tinatawag na restraining order. Itong restraining order, nakuha niya ito sa what we call this, sa may court of Taguig. Okay, stopping ABS-CBN to airing TV commercial against Duterte. The said ads are supposed paid by members of the opposition. Okay? So that the said advertisement is a member of the opposition. Nasa ibang usapan naman yon. Ngayon, ang nangyari, parang nagbago ngayon ang I don't know, I am not a judge. No, I am not a judge kung I am very sorry because as a citizen of the state of the Republic of the Philippines, no, when during that time na hindi pa ako nagiging dato, ang nangyari is ganito. Ano kaya ang mga nangyayari ngayon sa posisyon ng Speaker of the House? Parang there is what we call na pupugang bato between the National Telecommunication Commission and at the same time the office of the Speaker of the House. And at the same time, yung tinatawag natin na Congress. So magkakaalaman ito, mayroon akong nabasa na kung saan ang Cayetano law firm ay lawyer ng ABS-CBN. Diba? At napag-adaman din natin lahat na ang tatay ng ating Speaker of the House ay matagal na naging empleyado ng ABS-CBN. Okay.
Thank you, madam. Wait lang ha.
November 10, 2016, ibang usapan yung kay Alan Peter Cayetano. Kasi alam mo, Sir Alan Peter Cayetano, I admire you because you are a running mate of the President. But from my own perception, it seems that you are very willing to grant franchise to ABS-CBN with what we call these implications na magkaroon pa ng hearing, magkaroon pa ng tinatawag na due process, no? Parang mas mahalaga pa ngayon ang issue tungkol sa prangkisa ng ABS-CBN na klarong-klaro naman po talaga na ayon po sa abogado ng gobyerno, nakabiolate po sila ng provision ng batas na hindi po dapat pakialaman ng mga banyaga ang pag-aari ng isang Philippine media entity.
Thank you, wait lang.
At maliwanag doon sa dalawang issue na nipresenta ng lawyer ng ating gobyerno, through Jose Caneda, na dapat magkaroon muna ng approval from National Telecommunication Commission nung ginlaunch sana ang TV Plus under the KBO channel. Yung KBO movie channel ng ABS-CBN. So hindi doon tinalakay ang personal grievances ng mahal na Pangulo. That is why, dapat itsakwera ninyo ang idea na binabraso ng Malacanang through Office of the President ang pagpagpasok ng prangkisa ng inyong istasyon ABS-CBN. Okay. November 10, 2016, itong si Representative Micaela Violago, the 2nd District of Nueva Ecija, filed House Bill 4349 seeking to renew the network franchise, followed by a similar bill drafted by Brothers Davao City Representative Carlo Nograles and PDA Representative Jericho Nograles. Both remain at the committee level. Kaya ito yung sinasabi na, sabi naman nila, bakit pinabayaan ng Kongreso? Malas lang kung ako ang magsabi, no? Malas lang ang ABS-CBN dahil sa mayroong buktal volcano, mayroong mga kalamidad, mayroong mga mayroong mga pandemic na nangyayari. Kaya nga itong binabalita ng mga media, ginawa nila ng timeline para ipakita na, okay, pinabayaan ng Kongreso. Nag-committee hearing kayo. Kaya yun ang kiniklaim ngayon ni Alan Peter Cayetano na, nabulag sila. That's why they seek para bumalik ang pag-operate ng ABS-CBN. Ang tanong, meron ba tayo ditong kinikilingan? Meron ba tayo ditong pinipili lang ba ang pagpapatupad ng saligang batas? That is the reason why I urge the Congress, please do your job. Hindi po kung ako lang kasalanan ng National Telecommunication Commission because the NTC simply do their mandate. Parang nakakahiya naman ngayon na ginawa ng NTC ang kanilang, ano tawag nito, ang kanilang trabaho, pero sila pa ngayon na nabigyan ng show cause order para i-explain ng commissioner ng NTC ang kanilang pagpapalabas ng cease and desist order. At ang pagbibigay pa po yan ng mandato ng show cause order ay nanggaling pa po mismo sa Office of the House of Representatives. So ibig sabihin, you are not well coordinated. Trabaho ninyo yan eh. Kaya wag ninyo, kahit nila nung pinapakita, November 10, 2016. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Peter Alan Cayetano is a failure to the Congress to act that such kind of bill. Ilan ang nag-file ng bill? Matagal na panahon na, di ba? Kaya lang hindi makausad-usad because there is a butas. There is a black hole sa iyong prangkisa. Kaya kahit na ilang attempt pa yan, tingnan mo, September 11, 2014, nang attempt na magkaroon ng renewal ahead sa expiration ng franchise ng ABS-CBN, hindi umabot sa committee level. Nagkaroon naman ng pag-ulit November 10, 2016, nagkaroon naman po ng petition 4349 bill para i-renew ang prangkisa ng ABS-CBN ahead of time for their expiry, hindi pa rin po nag-prosper. Kaya hanggang sa dumating yung November 8, 2018, when the President of the Republic of the Philippines unleashes one of his public run against ABS-CBN for failing to air his campaign advertisement for May 2016 election. But if as a responsible citizen of the state, kung ako lamang po ang tatanungin, wala po kasalanan ang presidente dahil po, alam niyo kung bakit? May karapatan siyang ilabas ang kanyang hinanaing dahil po biktima siya ng nasabing pang-abuso ng pamahalaan ng ABS-CBN. That is why he put ABS-CBN into question. Bakit hindi na-ere, tinanggap ang pera? The mere fact that ABS-CBN executive asked apology to the office of the president, they committed crime. But it doesn't mean acceptance will be forgiven without the effects of law. Ipapatupad ang batas. Parang tulad lang yan nakagawa ka ng kasalanan sa isang tao, the damage has been done, magsuri ka lang. Tapos sabihin ng mga tao na kaalyado ninyo, patawarin nyo. The fact that there is an admittance, kaya lang kahit ibalik ng ABS-CBN, hindi naman po tinanggap ni Pangulong Duterte ang kanyang pera. November 8, he curses the network chairman, Emeritus Gabe Lopez, and called him a thief, saying he will reject the renewal of ABS-CBN franchise. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na si President Duterte ang mag-reject. It's up to the Congress. It's up to the leadership of the Congress na ayusin ang gusot na kanilang ginawa. Meaning, it's a failure. Ngayong ginagawa ng National Telecommunication Commission ang kanyang trabaho. Ngayong ginawa ng government lawyers through Jose Caneda ang kanyang trabaho dahil nakahanap siya ng butas. Sabihin ng mga taga-journalist world, curtailment of the free freedom. Parang hindi naman po fair. Kasi kung ABS-CBN lang ang nasara, gano'n na din po talaga ang husga natin sa gobyerno na pinag-curtail ang freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Hindi naman po ninyo kasi inaayos ang inyong mga biases commentary, ang inyong biases ng mga tinatawag na pagbabalita. Even though panahon ni former President Ninoy Aquino, nilambated na ang ABS-CBN during that time when President Aquino attended the anniversary of ABS-CBN. Kaya nagpalabas din po ng saloobin ang former President Aquino about doon sa mga bias report ng inyong mga reporter. Kaya doon nakalagay sa urgent motions ng Solicitor General that you committed a lot of abuses or what we call highly abuse practices. Di ba? Kahit sabihin pa ni President Duterte na he will reject the renewal of ABS-CBN franchise, but the decision is from the Congress. Ang gagawin ng Presidente is to veto. Ang problema, hindi naman ganun ang Presidente. Inunahan nyo lang. Because binigyan nyo ng kulay ang pagpapalabas niya ng kanyang emosyon sa hindi ninyo pagpapalabas ng kanyang advertisement. Pero pinalabas ninyo ang advertisement na binayaran ng oposisyon worth pila ka milyon yun. Kaya during the time, I really admire Peter Alan Cayetano because he's the one na nakakuha ng restraining order or court sa Taguig Court na payagang ipalabas or huwag payagang ipalabas rather ang mapanirang advertisement paid by the opposition. But I am not saying that the whole opposition, some members of the oppositions who wanted to discredit the personality of the former mayor of Davao, who happened our present president, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Pero base po sa aking nakikita, parang ito ngayong si Peter Alan Cayetano ang atat na atat. Kaya nga parang hindi na ako maniwala na si Peter Alan Cayetano ay talagang nasa likod ng mahal na Pangulo. Parang I am very sorry dahil po sa kadami-dami niya ng kapalpakan na nangyayari. Tingnan mo, anong nangyari doon sa inyong announcement? Binigyan ninyo ng problema ang kawawang barangay kapitan. Di ba? Kawawang barangay kapitan dahil sa sila ang mag-determine ng mga taong bibigyan ng SAF. Hindi nila alam kung saan kukuha ng pondo. Kaya ang daming reklamo ang kawawang kapitan. Ngayon, ikayo na naman ang nagbabraso para extend dahil po din yan sa kapalpakan po ninyo. So itong July 1, tingnan po natin Duterte previously slammed the media conglomerate for its supposedly unfair labor practices and earlier challenged the network to accompany him to the central bank to open his bank account amid news report that he had undeclared wealth. Di ba? Di ba istasyon nyo rin? Istasyon nyo rin, sa totoo lang, ang nagbalita na mayroong mga undeclared wealth ang mahal na Pangulo. That is why President Duterte challenged you to accompany him to open the bank accounts. So that's unfair sa freedom of the press. July 1, 2019, si Dialogo replier bills, ratify, or refiles refiles her bill for the franchise renewal on the second day of the 18th Congress with 20 other House representatives signing up as co-author the measure. And other bills are filed to give ABS-CBN a fresh legal mandate, pero hindi po natuloy. Na ngayon, July 28, 2019, our President Duterte says he will personally see to it that ABS-CBN will be out of business by 2020. Ito na naman ngayon ang na-cause ng media. Kaya nga sinisisi nila ang Malacanang. Sinisisi ng mga oposisyon ang Malacanang. Sinisisi ng mga international human rights watchers ang Malacanang sa pagpapasara. Kaya tingnan mo itong si Maria Ressa. Isipin mo, nagpa-interview pa siya ata sa Australian media, tapos sinabi niya pa that there will be 11 million employee affected. Ay, naku na lang. Hindi ko talaga mag-gets kung saan ang gagaling ang galit ninyo sa gobyerno. Binigyan na kayo ng pagkakataon magsuporta sa isang presidente na hindi naman po niya nagawa ang kanyang trabaho sa mga Pilipino. Ngayon na may isang tao, taga-probinsya, na kung saan itong mamay ginagawa ang lahat, pinapakinggan ang lahat. Ang nangyari is nagawa pa kayo ng mga fabricated news, lies to discredit the government para magkakaroon ng tainted ang pagkatao ng ating Pangulo at ang gobyerno Duterte sa international community. Pa-interview ka ikaw, Maria Ressa. Kaya nagiging ganyan siguro ang balak mo kasi bakit? Hindi mo na alam kung anong sasabihin mo. Isipin mo, sino bang papaniwalaan? Ang 11,000 employee o ang 11 million employee affected based on your interview? Kaya ayusin po ninyo. So, Senator Ralph Recto, itong si, July 28, 2019, itong si Senator Ralph Recto filed a similar bill to extend ABS-CBN franchise for another 25 years. Senator Laila De Lima later asked to be co-author of the measure. December 3, 2019, Palawan Representative Rafael or Representative Franz Alvarez, Chairman of the House Committee of Legislative Franchises, says he would not tackle the bills on ABS-CBN until the end of the year. House Peter Alan Cayetano says the measure can be taken up early 2020. February 10, 2020, Canleda head to the higher court with a quo warranto petition. Nag-file ito ng quo warranto petition against ABS-CBN. Nag-file siya ng quo warranto petition na simple lamang po ang kanyang claim dito. The TV network has violated rules set by the Congress. Another allegations of Canleda is what we call this. The ABS-CBN Canleda wanted to put an end to highly abusive practices of ABS-CBN which went unnoticed for years. Hindi lamang po natin naman-manan. Then ABS-CBN, based on the quo warranto petition filed by Canleda, allow foreign investors to take part in the ownership of a Philippine mass media entity. Yan yung mga simple lang ninyo na mga trabaho, pero nakikita po yan ngayon. Akala ninyo hindi kayo mabibisto. Kaya huwag niyong sisihin ang Pangulo because the government wanted to protect the welfare of the Filipino people. Na ngayon, itong nangyayari, February 20, Canleda asked the Supreme Court to issue a gag order to stop ABS-CBN and its representative from discussing the quo warranto case which he filed against the news. So in his very urgent motion, he asked the High Court to issue the order that persons acting on their behalf from releasing statement discussing the merit of the plea to forfeit ABS-CBN existing franchise. He said this violates the sub judice rule, which prohibit anyone from publicly assessing an ongoing case to avoid prejudgment. So yun ang nakalagay, pinagbawalan po yan ni Office of the Solicitor General. ABS-CBN Corporation and ABS-CBN Convergence Incorporated were given up 5 days from receipt of the new petition to submit the response to the gag order plea. Hanggang sa dumating yung February 20, 2020, ABS-CBN CEO and President Carlo Katigbak admit the media company shortcomings and vows to correct them. O see? So once, tingnan mo. Pero yung iba, hindi makaintindi. Inamin na nga ng CEO ng ABS-CBN Chief Executive and President Carlo Katigbak that the media company ABS-CBN has a shortcomings and vow to correct them. Kaya dumating yung February 24, 2020, Chief Justice Secretary Guevara tells the Senate Committee on Public Services that the National Telecommunication Commission can give a provisionary authority for ABS-CBN to continue operating. He added that based on equity, the network should be allowed to stay on air even when its franchise expires on May 4, 2020. But the problem is, what is the reason why the National Telecommunication not able to give the provisionary authority to ABS-CBN to continue operating? Because, based on my assumption and what we call this idea, personal, they are just simply doing their job. February 26, 2020, the House Representative writes to the NTC asking to issue the network a provisional permit so that it continue broadcasting pending the passage of a bill renewing its franchise. In a speech, President Rodrigo Duterte accept Katigbak apology. Di ba, nag-ask nga ng apology si President kay Manny Pangilinan at saka sa mga Ayala. That is a humble statement from the President of the Republic of the Philippines. He tells the network to just donate the 2.6 million the network owned him in political and refund to charity. Hindi kasi